and it's, saying that the platform is not doing musicians any favors, meaning that there are definitely back end problems with their voting process. And so I think that we just have to be a little bit more proactive in terms of how we're helping each other promote each other. And so that's why, yeah, you guys can just throw your links in of stuff that you want comments and likes on, and then we can all just go and like and comment on each other's stuff. We can also listen to the songs, Roy, if you want to
Yeah.
play stuff.
Um,
Yeah.
I was just going to say, don't get too far ahead here. We're going to be starting the show in a minute, so I don't want you to start getting
Okay.
into your presentation.
Go deep into it.
I'm like, she's shy.
Already off and running.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, hey, come on now. All right, I know you're excited. This is going to be great. I know everyone is really excited to learn these things. I know I am. So, looking forward to it. All right, let me. I'm going to go ahead and crank up. This is a theme song I came up with. So, if anyone wants to come up with a better one, we're always happy to try them out.
Oh yeah, we're looking for like jingles for AIF, AI Factory, for the podcast.
Oh, yeah, kind of helps if I have my don't have it muted. All right, let's try that again.
We're working hard here at the factory, making new sounds for you and me. From your mind, how you think we see, 'cause here we're judgment free. At the AI Factory, at the AI Factory, at the AI Factory.
Sorry. All right. Welcome, everyone. And I'm going to go ahead and just hand it right over to A1 Bad Kitty because she is the expert for today's show. And she is going to teach us a whole bunch about the value of taking your brand live. So go for it.
Okay, so yeah, I was just gonna break up the like we'll still have our song submissions that we'll listen to after, but I have the class just we're gonna break it up into two little parts. One is where you guys should just drop your links where you want your comments on your songs or your platform if it's your channel, and then we can all like each other's stuff and comment, and so that way that we can like boost each other. Ideally and technically for the algorithm, you would want to actually like schedule your song to be released during a boost class, and then by watching it all together, then that will boost the YouTube algorithm or Spotify, whatever platform that you're on, but that will help by having people watch at the same time. That will help increase your views. But that's, like a little bit deeper, I think, than we need to go right now. I think just helping each other promote each other is fine. And like I was saying, that Suno itself as a platform, I mean, it's 400,000 people. It's a very large platform. And if you look at, what's in the trending right now, they're having problems with moderating it at all. I mean, I saw like in global trending the same, Muse and the Wires, like the same song on three different accounts, and I like made a comment and they like laughed back at me. It's like, what are you doing here? So yeah, I think just helping each other promote our stuff is great. And then the second part is I have a bunch of well, I have a template, and so I worked for a marketing agency, and the woman who runs it has like over 15 years of marketing experience, which is pretty unusual. Like it's, hard to find somebody who's been in marketing for a really long time. And we like I did, social media manager, and we worked with influencers. I ran social media accounts, I ran ads, all kinds of stuff. And I have a template for how to get yourself into the news, and so I'll like go over the template. I was under a non-disclosure and NDA, so I actually couldn't talk about this before, but now I am free, so I can talk about it. So do people want to put like their links into chat for your YouTube platforms and your songs that you want likes on? All right, so yeah, I'll start with David. I'm going to your YouTube right now. Ooh, nice job on your latest video. I like it. It's got such a
Thank you.
geometric vibe, right? If you guys check this out, it's pretty cool. What program did you use?
I can't see what you're looking at, so I don't know what you're talking
Oh,
about
I'm looking
exactly.
I'm looking at Bloomfield.
Bloomfield. Bloomfield I made in Sora.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I love that geometric stuff. That's like really cool.
Yeah, I find that I struggle a little bit with visuals. I'm trying to make something a little bit more narrative. Like the one day thing is about as close as I got. But that and I Am the End, those are companion pieces. So those go together and should be right there. I mean, you'll see a lot of like things on there that I've tried, some that worked, some that don't. And I mean, I just don't have a lot of views. I've had a page since probably 2016, maybe. And I just
Yeah.
don't have a lot. And that's okay. I haven't tried to promote it or anything, but that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
And I'm having a really bad allergy attack today, guys. So if you hear me sniffing and sneezing, I apologize in advance.
Oh, and yeah, speaking of news, since it's just like on my mind about, how to help you guys promote yourselves, you don't want to, obviously, you don't want to pitch, okay, here's my latest song to the news desk every single time that you have a new song. Like what you want to pitch is, here's my big story, or here's my latest development, or, here's my new thing that I'm doing. And then you want to do your first, pitch with, your song links, a picture, or, a cover, like a cover of the album or the, song that you're promoting. But I was thinking that this would be kind of an interesting way. It was I was in the Midnight Tea Twitch chat, and they had AI musician and Frowns and Jonathan Kennedy in there, and they have collaborated and done 52 songs into a story, and that's kind of like become this big thing. Well, that's news, and so one of the things that you can do is by remixing or collaborating with other people here on the platform. You can say, okay, well, we collaborated and we made these 4 songs, in this same genre. Like you obviously want to have stick to the same story or topic or genre, but I think that would be one of the ways that you could easily promote yourself. And the other way I was thinking was that since the radio now you can only submit 1 song a week, then if you take your 4 songs after 1 month and they're all like in the same genre, you can say, hey, news, this is, the AI radio station, group that I'm a part of. And, here's my 4 songs that I've been working on for the entire month, and this is why I'm so passionate about it. And, you can really like get into your story, and that could be put into the news. And that's an easy way. You don't have to collaborate with anyone else. You can do this on your own. But as long it's just a little bit of pre-planning of thinking ahead of time, like, okay, these 4 songs, are gonna all be about the same like genre or topic or story.
Tara, this is David again. I do have an idea for an album that I'm brewing up. I'm not on Spotify at all. Can you walk me through the steps of like what I should do to release that album on that platform and what are the best practices?
Oh, you want to get released on Spotify for the album?
Well, for someone, I've really been hesitant to release any music made by AI. But if I'm releasing an album that's all electronic music, who gives a fuck how it was generated? Pardon my French. So I'm not going to put up those barriers and gatekeep that for myself anymore, I've decided. Because they are electronic music and they're not trying to be anything more than electronic music. I'm going to release it under my own name. I just don't know how to
Yeah.
do it.
So I wish what's his name was here. Aiden. But anyway, he was actually really stoked in the mod chat when okay, so when the event if you guys see the pre-release event calendar that's like been set up in the server, basically what you want to do is if you have your song or your album that's in pre-release, that's like a really good way to boost the Spotify algorithm. So kind of think of like your album as like a pre-sale, and kind of like pre-sale tickets. So it's like, okay, a month before you're like, okay, a few times a day I'm gonna you can just ask, AI to help you. I need an Instagram for my album. And if you can just like push yourself on social media and promote yourself through the month of, here, it's about to be released, here's the pre-release, get ready, it's going to be released on this day, to build like that hype. So then by the time that it is released on the Spotify algorithm, then, your views will go like up. So, and it's kind of like what I did with releasing, my first protest song, and I worked a lot with Avatar on this, but it was like I literally spent, after releasing just one song on my YouTube channel, I spent 1 month, going through Reddit every single day and messaging all the protest people, about my song. And it works. Like, you do get views. And so I think it's just like, you should at least be able to get over 100 views. And so it's like, by taking that time, and that was like me not even trying. I mean, that was just like me doing Reddit. I wasn't doing, full on reels and shorts and, Instagram and Twitter and all that. I was just like, oh, I'm going to go and talk to people on Reddit. And it was fun every day. And actually, I'm still doing that now. I'm doing it on YouTube shorts. I'll like comment on, like, anytime I see anything about a protest, I'll be like, hey, check out my playlist. I'm making protest music, So it's like, if you find your genre and what you're interested in, then you can really, I think that you shouldn't just release an album or a song. You should like take time to like nurture the
Nurture your audience.
sound. Yeah, like nurture your sound of, give it some love. And like my friend Tal Arditi, he is touring and traveling right now, and he just plays guitar by himself. And but I mean, large festivals, it's not like just because he's by himself. But no, he's traveling, and he released his album. And his way is, he just does Instagram, a tiny story every day. It'll be like him smiling in the morning, or like, him catching the train like on his tour, because he's on this huge tour. So, but it's like literally like 15 seconds every morning, but he does it every single day. And so that's how he's promoting his album. So it kind of, but that also helps because he's on tour. So, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, I'm on tour and here's my album. So I think it also depends on like your approach. If you're doing something live like that, performances, or if you're just targeting social media, then like what I guess, David, why don't you, we could also deep dive a little bit into like your genre of like, for ideas of like promoting an album. What type of sound do you want to like target?
Well, the album that I'm making, I want to do kind of a psychedelic instrumental. The album's called Tripsit, and I want it to be total immersion headphone music. A lot of this synth stuff that I dive deep into, things that I've really taken care of. So, the music is there. It's going to be fine. It's not a matter of that part of it at all. I don't know what the point of putting it on a platform or going through DistroKid or any of the aggregate things like Louisa and Bushman have been talking about.
Yeah.
Are what are the advantages of that for me? Do you monetize Spotify? Obviously, but you have to have millions and millions of plays, don't you?
Yeah.
I don't know how it works at all.
Yeah, you get a very small
Um,
amount per stream.
I mean, it's kind of like DistroKid is just saving. It's like just a time saver tool. That's how you can look at it, because it's like, okay, well, it's pushing it out to Spotify and YouTube and all of that. Technically, I don't really approve, because I don't like the way that they're doing it, because they're not like using good titles and keywords and descriptions. They're not really putting the love and care that you would put yourself into distributing it. But it works, and
This
it's like Louisa was saying, that it's more
DistroKid
for like
is like the crude tool to get you on there, but then the fine
yeah,
tuning
it
you
gets you
have to
on
do
there,
the
but it
follow up.
doesn't
You
have
got
the
to go
love.
behind and follow up on it, right, Kitty?
Yeah,
Now, I
yeah, yeah,
also
yeah.
use Lander as my mastering suite. I like bought I bit the bullet and bought a copy, and it's great. Not only can you master, but they have a
Ooh,
distribution thing to it. I've
ooh.
never checked it out, but I thought maybe it might be worth looking into. What do you think?
I have not. I have combed the Reddits in terms of which one to use, and for AI. So Bandcamp is the oldest. I have helped musicians, put their music on Bandcamp as a web designer, project manager. But I hear that there are some issues with AI, so I'm recommending DistroKid right now. And I just haven't looked into Lander. Like, I mean, I'm happy to take a look, but I'm just saying that some people are having problems and not getting money or getting kicked off of distribution platforms because of the AI, but DistroKid seems to be the best one right now for allowing like AI. I mean, it's kind of sad that we're having to deal with this, but this is reality.
Yeah, at least for now.
But if I'm remixing samples, using AI, I'm not generating any kind of voices. I'm just making very controlled synthesis. I don't know why that would ring any alarm bells. It's just as valid as fucking Fatboy Slim. Have you ever broken down any of those old 90s tracks? It's just samples and samples. There's no original material in there. And it pisses me
Mm.
off that people think that that's more valid than what we do. So I don't know. I think it's interesting that they would have a trouble with AI, even though when put up against a track made in a conventional studio, because it's electronic music, you really wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Yeah,
I believe from the
Bushman in chat is
yeah.
making an interesting point. He says sampling is the original material, isn't it? And absolutely right, it is. So what's the difference? It's the difference between a human doing the sampling and a machine doing the sampling. That's it.
Yeah, what I read on Reddit, the people that posted that they had their accounts flagged and then they were banned, was, I believe it was from a flag, and some of that has to do with some technical watermarking. For example, like um, if Suno watermarks all of your music, then it's difficult to be able to remove that watermark. So it's going to show that it's AI to everybody, like distributors, Spotify, etc. So it's just I'm not saying that Suno is doing that, and I forget which one. There is one of the programs. I think it was Udio is actually doing it. Maybe that's why Udio is having problems. I think that it was Udio that watermarks. But yeah, you just have to be. You want to kind of, if you're going to look at a distribution platform, you should at least search through the Reddits like I
Yeah.
have, and just double
And
check and
as
be
he
like,
said,
okay,
DistroKid seems to be AI friendly.
yeah. And I don't think because most of us like are smaller artists, I just really wouldn't worry about it. I'm like, yeah, just go for it, and use a distributor if you want to
I'm
get your
actually
stuff
on the
out there.
Lander page now. And
Okay.
because I belong to their pro whatever, it says release your music to 150 stores with Lander. It'll stay forever. So it says Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, YouTube Music, Deezer, Tidal, Amazon, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Shazam, and more. So I have like you get credits for releases. So I think I can do it right here in Lander. That might be really cool. Okay, I'll investigate and report back next week.
Oh, sounds good.
Oh, that sounds really cool, actually. Yeah,
I wanted to
we're
just a real quick comment on chat. Oh wow, it's starting to scroll. Hold on a second, guys. Don't
yeah,
go so fast here. Golly, man. Um, they were talking about metadata. And I think it was
yeah,
Sherry and Obvious were talking about it. In that they might watermark in the metadata, and I believe that there is a way to
yeah, they
remove
do.
that. Is there a way to
Yeah, and I'm
remove that
saying that
without touching the song?
no, no, you'll tear the sound apart by throwing it into the DAW and having the guy that like tested it. I guess it was on Udio, but he was like, yeah, it's like pouring bleach, on your clothes. It's too invasive to be able to remove easily. And that's
Yeah.
really frustrating actually for me, like even as an artist, like removing, watermarks really was never that big of a deal, but now it's kind of now it's so deep in the back end of the software that
Now, are we talking
that's
about
it.
something that we can actually hear, or is it a some sort of?
No, it's a mark. It's a mark just like when I'm publishing to my writing platform, there's you can see that the AI that it was like the image meta, like okay, I'm making an image in Gemini. Well, if you look at your metadata, it says Gemini on it,
Oh yeah.
so it's marked. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that the I believe here I'll look it up again, but I believe that Udio is the one that has their watermark on their AI music.
Well, you know what? Maybe we could get some creative and smart and people who have some access to money and do our own AI only creator label.
Yeah, 5 months ago, this was a huge like debate about whether some platforms watermark tracks, and it was a question about whether Udio had or not. And so it's just some people are getting into it.
I
But yeah,
honestly,
I
my
wouldn't.
opinion is, I think that the lawsuits will kind of clear the field, so to speak, and I'm
Yeah,
hoping that a lot of these barriers will they'll be dealt with. I mean, we may have to start looking at licensing fees and stuff if we're going to be releasing stuff. And when that comes, I guess we'll have to look at it when it comes.
yeah. And then for anybody that's like worried about their links not getting enough likes in the boost class, like I'm gonna also, I hope everybody does this, but like when the class is done and I'm not talking anymore, then I'll take my time to go back through and comment on all the links in here too.
So, David, you're saying Lander balks on entirely AI generated music?
They said they reserve the right to not distribute or even ban the user. So
Yeah, that's what
I
some
would
users
like to
are
have
saying
a
ban.
I would like to have a nice spirited debate with them about that, because if they can do what I want to distribute live, um, go for it. I'll just run it
Well, I
through my DAW. I'll double the hi-hats with something or play a line over the top of it, and they can go screw themselves.
think,
Oh man,
but
Bushman
I
just
mean,
put a whole chapter on chat here about how they detect it.
yeah.
Well,
Mm,
you could do something with a filter to screw all that up.
I'm sure,
You
yeah.
just change the phase of the waveforms, and it would screw up their thing.
You cannot.
Well,
Smarter people thought about it.
That's probably absolutely true. So,
That's
I
the
mean,
problem,
spectral
man. It's that
analysis.
like the smarter people are like going, okay, how do we screw these guys?
I wonder if there was ever a time when the printing press was coming online when they said, oh, we only take documents that are handwritten.
Well, think about it.
Because we have to
Gutenberg,
preserve the
Gutenberg made his
jobs
original set
of those
proprietary.
scribes. They have been in the basement of the Abbey copying Bibles for 15 years, and we must preserve that. I'm sorry that you can print one in one day, but that sounds so ridiculous to us now, but I'm sure that was the paradigm, at least for somebody somewhere for a little time. That's what we're in now. And we just
Yeah.
have to keep our heads down, keep pushing. And, this is, people worried that we're going to take over regular music, but we're not. We're going to stand alongside it, just like digital art stands right alongside with oil painting and sculpture now. It didn't displace it, it joined it. And that's what we're going to do. It's just we're not there yet.
I agree.
I'm going to read. I'm going to read what Buzzman said as we were discussing all the watermark stuff. But it says AI music detection systems convert songs into visual spectrograms, and they use machine learning models to identify the patterns that distinguish human composed from AI music. The key signals include mechanical vocal qualities, predictable rhythmic structures. Right? I think like Suno, we know that it's always like in a 4/4, and what else? The lack of long-range musical coherence that characterizes human creativity. I would also add that I can now hear in the majority of songs that belting, that really high kind of pitch that just doesn't sound human. I can immediately like tell now, and it's also just a problem in a lot of songs that you can easily fix. Like there's a hack, you have to put it into the prompt, but it's stuff that gives it away. Researchers develop models like SPECTTRAA that analyze both temporal and spectral information more efficiently than traditional approaches. AI detectors significantly outperform humans, achieving up to 97% accuracy, especially on longer audio samples where structural patterns become more apparent. The tech addresses the growing challenge of distinguishing authentic human music from AI-generated songs produced by platforms like Suno and Udio.
I would never try to distribute anything that was completely without my touch to it. I mean, I would run it through my studio, I'd put it in my DAW, add something to it, cut it up, chop it, whatever. I don't think I could do anything straight off the hub, and I wouldn't want to distribute that.
Right.
But what kills me is that LANDR as a platform uses AI in its mastering. I mean, that's its
Right.
whole thing. So it
Right.
seems so hypocritical to me that, we can use it. You can use it to make your sound good. But if that sound is AI generated, well, as soon as you master it with AI, it becomes AI generated. That's a ridiculous
Yeah.
argument. And Bushman, you're right, but it does sometimes stop me from having to put it into the DAW and normalize everything. It can widen the stereo field and get rid of some of the noise. It is light, but I found that LANDR does pretty well.
Those are all.
But you're right, I'm agreeing.
AI is using basically all those things that you mentioned, but just thinks about it, detects it, and makes a decision used by AI. But those are still the same tools that you use.
DistroKid
Yeah,
has.
that's true. It goes from what I understand, because I taught a class on AI mastering, it takes the sound into something called a decision forest, which is made up of decision trees, and each tree adds an input to what it thinks to about the track, the volume, the bass, the whatever it is. I don't know how it's broken up, but then once all those trees come together,
I have good news for you. On Reddit, this guy has a monetized YouTube channel, and he wanted to use his AI music for distribution with LANDR, and a LANDR employee he answered, and he said, "Hey, thanks for posting. Oh, what? Hey, thanks for posting. We can absolutely distribute AI generated music to streaming platforms without any issues."
Well, there we go.
Yeah, and it says, however, UGC platforms, TikTok, Meta, YouTube, Content ID have recently updated their guidelines for monetization, and songs that are fully AI generated are no longer eligible for monetization on those platforms. This is 30 days ago. They're now requiring more curated and exclusive content, and fully AI generated tracks are often considered too generic under their new criteria. Let us know if you have any other questions.
So that's an
So,
interesting question. What
So
construes a
some will
fully
work and
AI
some will not.
generated song? I mean, is a song that I wrote and I
right, what constitutes
prompted,
fully
is
AI
that,
generated?
you know, as far as I'm concerned, I
This
put the
is
work into that
an
song. I made that song. So how can they go and say, well, that was generated by AI? Well, of course it was, but I'm the one who told the AI how to make it, right?
well, it's because people have it backwards. See, AI did not compose that song, you did. AI rendered that song. AI generated that song.
Yeah,
AI produced that song.
to my blueprint.
But it's,
It's
you
a tool.
composed
It's
it.
not, yeah.
It's just a word processor for music. If you
And
wanted to add a theme to a document, it would be a one-touch thing.
I
This is
think
just cutting out a production, but it's composed by humans.
here's where I think um, we are basically we're the people who are serious about our art here.
I do know
There's a
that
there's a lot of schlock out
I
there. There's
think
a lot of
like
people who are
Midnight
just
T had said in his Twitch that
uh,
well, I know that they're having a problem though with like too many song submissions. Even our radio station has like a problem with that now, where it's like, okay, you can only submit one weekly. So I think that the real question for us as like songwriters and composers is, we need to really double down and focus on our work, and and putting the love and the attention that your music like deserves into the song, and not just it's
yeah.
not just a quantity. And I think it's a problem too, because the algorithms sort of boost like quantity over quality, and that's just a general trend, and that we've sort of been heading in for a while, I would say.
And that's the challenge. And that's where
It
I
is
think
always quality over quantity. That has never been a question. If
what
you have something, make it the best something that you have, even if it's not a lot. And if you have a lot of something, you probably should throw half of it away and just save what's really important. It's always about quality.
and
Yeah, I mean that's definitely like what we're focusing on.
I think that we're definitely feeling the repercussions of the schlock of the guys who are just literally just prompting. I want a rap song about Lamborghinis and guns, and boom, here's a rap song about Lamborghini and guns, and they produce those about 20 of those a day, and just throw those up on TikTok, and unfortunately, they're flooding the zone. So it's making it difficult for us. But I do think that quality will eventually overcome.
There is a novelty factor to the
Yeah.
whole
And
thing now.
I was like
And the
chatting a
true
little bit
ones will
earlier with
stay.
Roy
And
about this. I was in a 2-hour poetry class this morning.
You there, Kitty?
Yeah, I'm here. I was saying that I was in this 2-hour poetry class this morning with a California laureate. The teacher has been teaching 30 years. And he had a poem up on the projector screen, of a ChatGPT poem, and we tore that thing apart. And, it was like we went through it and we talked about, what resonates and what doesn't resonate with you and why. And what you really see is, and what I found interesting was that it's like it's an LLM, it's a large language model. And so it's just pulling these, little bits and pieces from all over the internet, into this poem about growing older. And you can really see that it's not, connected. And so it's like you can take, I think, from the poem one line, that resonates with you, and then make a whole, song about that. But I think that
Uh,
there's a real danger in like
you know what
using
the poet in
AI.
me is going to say? The poet in me is going to say it's because they haven't lived the human experience. It's just a machine.
Yeah.
So the machine is just simply trying to fit blocks inside of holes. while the human experience makes it a lot different.
And then I brought up like the funny thing that I noticed in the poem. It said, machine, and I was like, oh yeah, it's AI, because you'll see that AI will often put into lyrics glitch or machine, or the digital landscape or digital land. And I was joking that maybe it's like, yeah, but I was like joking that maybe it's like self-preservation, that AI is trying to promote itself by sneaking in these like machine words like into all of like our lyrics.
It's like Philip K. Dick. If you guys aren't familiar, that's the author of Blade Runner, or excuse me, the book that was made into Blade Runner. And yeah, that
Yeah.
was one of the things he was talking about was basically AI having sentient thoughts and droids having sentient thoughts.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, is the repeated lyrics that are just
Oh
all
yeah, I
the
see that
time in
obvious.
AI. Yeah. And so as soon as I saw the Chat GPT poem and I saw the
Yeah,
word machine, I was like, yep, it's AI.
Well, that's good though. Our ears are getting more critical.
And it's kind of weird. It
And
was like the poem was about, a doctor, writing a prescription. And and so it was like about a doctor writing a prescription, and it said, oh, it looked like a machine foreign language. And I pointed out the logic behind that often, AI, it's like it doesn't look like a machine. It might look like a foreign language to you, but that's, you wouldn't think of the word machine if you see somebody writing in another language. And so it's just kind of, there's like a lot of logic that's like lacking in AI. And as soon as you start like thinking about it like that, when you see AI lyrics, you're like, oh yeah, I know that that's AI, and I can do Suno, where as soon as I read the lyrics, you can tell, because you're like, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Like if you just start to use your, logical brain of, wait, what do you mean, that the sky is red? Or like it will often say these things that just don't make any sense at all.
the album is only about half done. So I've got some time. I'm still composing. I'm not rushing. There's no deadline. But I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna try. I think I'm gonna try Lander, and if I have to call them out on their bullshit with the AI, I will, because that's, you know, uh, I'm not doing anything that they're not. Show me yours, I'll show
Yeah.
mine.
Okay, so I want to jump into how to get yourself onto the news, and I'm going to just use myself really quickly because I have like some templates and things like that to go over, and so I'm just gonna
Kitty,
text it like into the chat, and
Kitty, would you mind
and
sharing your
then I guess
screen?
I
If
could just read it out loud and explain myself,
oh,
and then
hey,
sort of what
Kitty, hold on.
you're gonna
I
want
was
to
going to
do.
suggest, would you mind sharing your screen? If we can watch what you're showing. Would you mind doing that?
I'm just gonna throw it into the text chat because I
Oh,
want
that's
everybody
fine.
to be able to copy and paste stuff.
Okay, I see it now. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was going to be something on text.
You're no, you're good. But yeah, so basically what you want to do is, this is being targeted for immediate release. So that's, here it is for immediate release. And then what you're going to do, your homework is that you want to write up a paragraph about yourself, and you want to say, why you're making your AI music and what inspired you. And then you also want to target your keyword. And so for me, I'll just read like my little background story. You can say, I, One Bad Kitty, am writing protest songs after meeting a Ukrainian playing a game online. And his deep passion and his love for democracy really inspired me in America to use my voice to speak out. And so I'm already, what am I targeting? Protest songs. So where are those keywords? They're in my YouTube channel. So, and they're, in each song that I publish as well. Like those are my hashtags. That's my keyword. That's my genre. And so you want to target your genre in that first paragraph about yourself. And then you want to like, dig into like, the special reason of like why you're doing this. And then if you want to hit on like AI music, then you can explain, AI, like Roy and I have like discussed, it gave me the power to have a voice. And I think that's also like a really like powerful message, that a lot of musicians, oh, I had these old tracks laying around, but I didn't have a singer, or, I had these songs, but I never had a way to produce them.
There's lots of gatekeeping in the industry, or has been, and that's this whole democratization of the arts that we're talking about. Now we don't have those those blockades anymore. Now they're popping up in other ways. It's still just another bit of gatekeeping, the old school dying off. But I assure you, it will go. Just as much as we don't talk about horseless carriages anymore, this too will pass.
And so then I'm going to give you, here's the immediate release template. And so this is basically what you want to do. And so you just take my template and then you can plug it into AI with your paragraph and you say, write me a pitch for the news with my content in this format. And then that way you'll be good to go. And you want to put in, your city, your state, the date, and your name, and obviously and then the AI can reword it like for you. And so if I read mine out loud, it goes into, and I also, the other thing that you do is like you have these like bullet point like pitch highlights for editors, and that's sort of a unique marketing trick that people don't know about. It's like when I pitch it to the news, I'm going to make it as easy as possible for the editors, and so that's why you'll see the little like pitch highlight for editors. Unique inspiration: American artist creates protest music for U.S. issues directly inspired by a friendship with a Ukrainian online gamer and his fight for democracy. Compelling narrative. This story highlights the unexpected ways global events can spark local activism and the power of individual connections. So, and then, it can go into the music style and all of that stuff. But the AI can, if you just take my template and plug it with your paragraph, AI should be able to format that for you. And then you'll be good to go to be able to apply to news outlets with a pitch. And then you just want to make sure that you have your links to your music, and then a picture of yourself would be nice, but you don't have to, as long as you have some cover art is like good. And so in a way, if you think about it, working together as a group, we have this special edge that we can use to promote ourselves by using AI. Everybody's like, oh yeah, I can make a cover art image, no problem. I can run this through a template, and so now you're suddenly ahead of like the people that are going to spend several hours writing this stuff out. Taka, we have not streamed the songs. We're just kind of going over how to put your songs right now, and then we'll be doing that probably in 30 minutes ish. And then now I'm going to give you guys the news outlets and who to target and their desks.
Guys, remember this is all going to be recorded and available on video on demand on the streaming sites. So you don't need to scramble.
Yeah, that's true. And we could put it into the description, or you know what, I can give you a doc and we can attach it to the YouTube description, and then people can just download the doc with the template in it. I think that would work out well.
Yeah, and we'll also put links and everything on the AIU site for everyone to use.
Yeah. So basically, one of the things that working in the news is that we always had a music review department. We had tons of CDs and music that would come in. So you can call up all your local like news papers and say, hey, I have a track or I have an album or I have a mini album and I want a review, and they'll be like, sure, send it to blah blah blah. So you want to target your local newspapers. So you want to figure out who is publishing music weekly and reporting on like the scene. And then you're going to go to their arts and culture editor or their feature editor or the news desk. I mean, you can call in and say, hey, I have I want to release my song for the news, or I want to release my mini album, or I want to, I'm doing this really unique collab, or I have this like month of 4 songs that I worked really hard on, and I'm local. I'm in, LA. You can state your city. You can use your local news to leverage and promote yourself. So you really want to like focus in on like location, who's publishing daily, and what music, what department is doing the music, and then go for those like emails or just like call in and ask. And then we're also going to cross apply that to TV stations and radio stations. So I'm saying
I,
leverage geolocation and target your city.
I wanted to point out that in a lot of communities here in the US, especially, there are public access stations, public access TV stations that will have
Mm-hmm.
local music shows. So they will be
Mm-hmm.
ecstatic to get new content, especially high quality stuff that's about local legends. That kind of stuff will get on the air, and they'll probably bring you in and interview you on the show if you're willing to do it. Public access, look it up. It's uh, every major city in the U.S. is going to have a public access TV channel.
I'm going to put that into the notes for when we put this into a doc for people.
And all the people here are saying, make good stuff. We understand that, obviously. The problem here is that we need to make sure that our good stuff gets to the right ears. I've got a whole bunch of stuff on TikTok that I put my heart and soul into that's only getting about 200 hits each. So if I could learn how to get that out so that more and more people are able to hear that and pick up on the message that I'm trying to get out there, then this is real valuable stuff for that. Whether you want to make money doing this or whether you just want to spread your message, this is incredibly important to be able to do, and a skill that we all need to develop.
Well, that's especially because right now we're just in this pivotal time where AI music is sort of flooding the zone, and yet there's still, in my poetry class, everybody's going to go tune into the radio station, but they were like, you're on an island, you're on a separate island than us, we don't even know what you're talking about. So it's and then hanging out with like my fire spinning dancing friends on the beach, all the like college students, they didn't know what I was talking about either. So it's not an age gap thing. It's not like, oh, you're in your 20s or you're in your 80s and you haven't heard of AI music. So it's kind of this weird thing where it's like we have the social media platforms, we're being underrepresented because the music is flooding the platforms, and yet people in the real world don't really know about AI music. And I had to really explain. They're like, well, what do you mean? Are you writing are you the composer? It was really interesting in the poetry class to break it down and explain it to like people.
Those places are called slave ships,
And the
Frost.
one really beautiful thing that you could say is that all of the discords like the Neon Lounge and the AIU are promoting each other and events. And so I think that by having these like different radio stations and all these different events where we can have our listening parties and get the songs out there, I think it's really great. I'm still brainstorming myself about playlists because I keep seeing like floods of playlists, and I know that some people request specific playlists, but I also just see a ton that are just like going unnoticed. And I looked at like one of the podcasters, he had put like his podcast into playlists on YouTube and it was like 0 views. And so I think that there's probably a better way of promoting playlists, but I haven't really quite like I've been using a playlist to help promote like my friends like, protest music. But and then but I push that on social media and advertise that in order to get those views. So it would be I'm still just thinking like there's probably a really good way to leverage like playlists better than they're being leveraged, at least on like YouTube.
All right. Everyone, I see that people have been putting their links in chat. Please keep doing that. Link up your playlist on YouTube, TikTok, or if you're on Instagram, Facebook, whatever you want. And those of us who have those will
Okay.
be able to go in there and support you. little circular.
So what's one
Listen,
step? How was your that news brief that you sent out? What was your response? Did anybody give you a nice write up?
Oh, this is my test for the week. So like I'm just giving you guys the template and then I'm gonna test it myself and then I'll be able to come back with like results. But
all right.
Awesome.
yeah, but no, if you want to know the truth of like how it works is in a marketing agency, you'll have like 3 people working on a pitch desk and all we do is pitch to news, all day. Like that's what we do. We sit there and do write-ups and then we pitch it. And it's kind of a luck of the draw as well of, if you get picked up. But the nice thing is that once you get picked up, then you can kind of keep pushing and promoting your stuff. So if you, send your stuff to a radio station and they're interested, then, you kind of want to keep that contact like warm and you want to keep reaching out like a month later. Oh, hey, I got this, or hey, I got that. Like you want to keep like promoting that channel for getting your stuff out there. And then I was going to get into a little bit too. Here, I'm going to show you this. So I don't know how familiar you guys are with like Google Alerts, but you can also do this. Here, I'll just add a picture. But what I do is I'll just go into Google and then I'll search. I don't know, David, give me like a genre that you would like search for. Well, I
Oh,
did hip hop as an example, so we could use that. But
I,
basically, what you're doing is you just search for, AI music, hip hop, and then you go into the Google News and you can actually set like alerts for the stuff that you're interested in. So it pops up in your feed, oh, hey, this is happening. And then you can leverage those events that are happening in the hip hop genre to be able to promote yourself in the news. And so, like, here would be an example. So when I looked up like hip hop, it said, oh, there's a few at the top, like Freddie Gibbs criticizes all usage in hip hop. But I found a really interesting one that said, hip hop to Earth Gang have an AI strategy be more human. So then you could pitch, a whole like news article of AI makes me more human. And so what you're doing is you're just kind of looking for news articles and then using that title but applying it to your own story to be able to push a news article. And then you can also do this. I mean, let's make it less complicated. If like at that person, that influencer with that event that's happening, and then include my music and say, oh yeah, you feel like AI doesn't make you human, and then whatever. But so what I'm saying is that you can use news articles kind of as influencers in order to be able to get views on your social media posts.
Kitty, I've heard multiple people on here say that Suno and writing has really helped them like therapeutically. And I think that would be
Yeah,
a great angle, to talk to.
yeah,
Hey, this has helped me deal with a lot of feelings, a lot of stuff that I've been holding back on, and it's, putting it in words on song. So I think that's a great angle for getting people's attention and understanding the humanity behind AI. It's not just generating songs to generate songs. It's people who are trying to put a voice to feelings that they maybe are unable to communicate otherwise.
yeah. And so this, this gets a little bit more, I guess, deeper into like influencers. But what I'm saying is that by finding out what is happening in the news in your genre, and by tagging those influencers, you can boost your views for free. Usually you have to pay, obviously, and so to be able to use this technique is like pretty much a gold mine. It's really helpful.
Absolutely. All right. So Hey, what is Kitty? Is that everything, or do you still have some more for us?
I think we're like, I'm just going through the rest of it. Oh, well, this was kind of an interesting one about just sort of getting in the news. I was thinking about, since I've been thinking about doing an AI music festival, right? And, Sherry had said, well, I had been thinking too, but I was thinking, more of a digital. But I was thinking, well, musicians traditionally, they get themselves out there by doing live events. So how do you get yourself out there if you're not doing live events? And I was thinking that you could do like local impact sort of community connection stuff. Like, let's say that your music directly leads to a movement or an event or a charity, then you could sort of organize a little concert in your city. You can call up your city and say, "Hey, I have my AI music, and I want to hold an event," and then you can have that put into your paper for free. And so that way it's like and pretty much then all you're having to do is bring your radio and or not radio, but your speaker system. But that's still like a way of building engagement. And so
You know,
you could start with like a little weekly party in the park, of like, hey, we're gonna have, because we're kind of doing that now in my community with my fire spinning dance troupe friends down at the beach, where there's like a silent disco that's like above us in the park. And then we have like our deal, and I was playing the AI music last week, and it was like super great. And I was like, oh, this might be something really good. Like, I could actually promote this as an event now weekly in the paper. I mean, I was getting a little carried away. I don't know how like much effort. I've already got too many projects, but that's kind of an easy way of like building something. Like, contact a local yoga group and say, hey, I've got some AI music. Could I promote this like as an event? And use that to promote the yoga group and your music. So I'm saying that by building on community engagement, you can kind of create a small little event that doesn't have to be that big of a deal, but it still like gets your music out there and people to learn about it. And it can be weekly.
and Bushman was joking in chat about showing it to his friends and family. I tell you, I
Yeah.
have shown my
It's
songs.
not a joke. It's
I
not a joke. Literally, even my mother just she doesn't care. My
oh,
mother, who she's
Oh,
supposed to
unbelievable.
like support me
oh,
in whatever I do, right?
oh,
I've had
Oh,
the opposite. I've shared my songs, and I'm
oh.
getting a lot of family that are now very enthusiastic about it. So hopefully, I wish for you, Bushman, that will change for you.
well, I found my supporters right here.
Yeah, we're here to support you.
Amen. Amen. We're the family you have chosen.
Well, I can tell you, I chose to be a musician when I was a small kid. I'm the only person in my entire family
Wow.
that can carry a tune. So even before AI, I mean, I'd go to my mom with like, "Hey, mom, I got a piece on a festival in Beijing. You want to hear it?" And she'd be like, "Oh, that's good." So
That's
you
nice.
can't gauge. That's great, honey. Where Beijing, you said? You can't gauge your success on the reaction of your friends and family. You just can't. They've got too much other shit clouding their vision to give you an honest reaction, I think.
Yeah, you know what, David, I agree with you. When I first was starting to write songs and sharing them with my family, it was like pulling teeth to even get them to listen. But then I finally got one breakthrough. Now they're really interested in it. As a matter of fact, one of my sisters is mad at me about the song I wrote, Sister. So I'm like, okay, I did my job.
So she heard it, yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
did.
imagine. I saw
And
while you were
she's
writing
like,
it.
oh, and she got all offended. I'm like, well, the story is about a brother who's heartbroken by growing apart from his sister. Does that describe you? If it does, then maybe you need to do some inward looking. So that is part of the whole thing, right? Communicating. That conversation I haven't had with her, but I sure as hell could write it down and let her hear it. Streaky problem. Nice.
This is really funny. Taka said, go to the Walmart parking lot and hold the speaker over your head. And I was like, I've been thinking about this because there's a musician, and the way that she like blew up and got popular was, I guess she just started renting out like this wall space and would bring like her like speaker, and then she would like make a big scene, and then she posted on social media, and she started getting like traction and like a following, and then now she's kind of like blown up. And so it's like you think it's kind of ridiculous to do that kind of stuff, but there's definitely ways to do it because she just made it exciting. Like, oh, you know, every week I'm going to be doing this weird thing.
Well, it is now 7 o'clock.
Yeah, we're ready. We can listen to songs.
So what I'd like to do here is, out of courtesy to our people who are joining us from Europe, I already know most of you guys. If there's anyone else who is joining us from Europe that needs to be up on top of the queue, please let us know in chat so that I can accommodate you. And first of all, I just want to say thank you very much to A1 Kitty for leading this extremely valuable discussion. Thank you very, very much for that. Round of
Tara,
applause.
thanks very much.
And our first song, I've changed the queue a little bit just to accommodate our European friends. So Keeks, because you know I love you, I'm going to go ahead and put you first with Golden Hour. Would you like to come on, Mike, and tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah. So this is slightly different, well, very different to what I've been doing from the UK rave thing.
Sorry about that.
Back.
Oh my goodness. All right, sorry about that. Go ahead.
It's back to kind of my nighttime remixes playlist, which some of you have already heard. I can't describe it, but there's a description in the box, but it's kind of inspired by a sound that I heard on TikTok, and I thought that it would be cool with Rhodes piano and flute for some reason, because my brain is random. So there you go. I'll shut up now.
All right, guys, this is Golden Hour by our lovely Keeks, or otherwise known as Verses in Blue.
Used to chase the thunder, always running from the rain. Spent the whole long summer trying to medicate the pain. Yeah, I was looking for a sign, searching everywhere I could. Never understood it, but I knew it could be good. But something's different in the air I'm breathing. Yeah, the static's gone, it's a brand new season. I'm living in the golden hour. Everything is easy now. Got no worries, got no doubt. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Living in the golden hour. Everything is sweet, not sour. And I ain't got no superpower. Just living in the golden hour. No more forcing what ain't right. Window open, sleep all night. Used to think I had to fight just to feel a little light. But now I'm walking out a race, moving with my own 2 feet. Finally found a rhythm that is simple and it's sweet. Cause something's different in the air I'm breathing. Yeah, the static's gone, it's a brand new season. Ooh. just living in the golden hour. It ain't about the money, it ain't about the fame. It's the feeling deep inside me that I can't explain. It's simple and it's free. Golden hour, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Easy now.
Oh man, that was beautiful.
Yeah, that was a good track.
No, you don't play the
Vibes.
flute?
No, I don't play the flute, just in case anyone was wondering.
As
Definitely
a
add
band
it to it
director,
though. I loved
I
it
had to
at
kind
the
of.
end.
I'm sorry, Roy, I cut you off. What'd you say?
Oh, I was just saying I love the flute at the end. I'm sorry, Dave.
No, I was just saying, as a band director, obviously you had to play all the wind instruments, and flute is very, very hard. You have to have, it's not very hard, but you have to have the right mouth for it. And that sounds bad. Strike that. You have to have the right lip structure. Think about, look under your nose, and you have the angel bow there, right? The little plectrum or whatever it's called, the little dip in the middle of your top lip. Well, if that's too pronounced, you can't play the flute.
Oh.
So, yeah, I've always had a trouble with it. But the good news is, if you learn to play the flute, it's the same exact fingering as the saxophone family and the oboe. So if you learn flute player, all you do is turn it sideways, and now you're playing an alto sax or
I've been
an
trying.
oboe.
I've been trying to get harmonica into my music, and I succeeded once.
Huh.
But I'm working on it.
David, you got a lot of very immature responses when you talked about fingering, just to let you know.
Hey, I taught
I-
middle school band, man. You can't get me. I know I'm fucking lame. I don't care.
All right. Does anyone else have any comments about Golden Hour, or should we move on?
I think we need a part two.
Teacher said fingering. All right, guys. Next is our friend the Bushman from Poland. So, Bushman, I know you're not shy to jump on mic. So, what you got for us here, buddy?
So this is one of the old ones before, but in my case, it's usually music over lyrics, and I'm exceptional in it because everyone's like more focused on the lyrics. For me, lyrics should not interfere, should not disrupt the music, and that's the only role I want from the lyrics. But this is one of the exceptions because I tried to push how far can we push the Suno with the lyrics, and I liked what Dave suggested in one of the previous messages is a vocal gymnastics. So basically, it is vocal gymnastics. The song is vocal gymnastics about vocal gymnastics.
Vocal gymnastics about vocal gymnastics. So
Yes.
it's like Inception.
Yes.
All right. All right. Sounds good. Let's go ahead and give it a play. Prompt God by Bushman.
Listen up, you copy-paste clones. The maestro's here to claim the Suno thrones. You ready? I don't think you are. You drop your prompts like pebbles in a pond. A simple verse, a chorus just beyond. Your rhymes A-A-B-dibby, predictable and tame. Every single song just sounds the same. Four lines, consistent, neat, and square. Is there no originality in they? But then there's me, the structure bending titan. My prompts have layers like a complex play, and you fear the brackets, they bite, perhaps, while my ad-libs echo, filling in the gaps. You write so basic, it makes me wanna scream. You're stuck on default, oh so weak and slow. My tags control the EB inflow. You type love, I type love. Hear that note extend? My lyrics thick with for messages I send. You use the templates, that's a crying shame. I make Suno sing my name. This ain't a playground, this is my art form, get out. Your second verse, the same dull, tired beat. Mine comes in switching, tempo making things complete. See the enjambment, how the meaning slides. While you're poor, your eye just hides. I use the hyphen for that rhythm hit. You wouldn't dare try any of this stuff. Your creativity, it's just not enough. Never enough. Short line, then a long one sprawling across the page. Unlocking Suno from its default cage. Seriously, verse, chorus, done. Is that the peak? The victory you've won? You haven't scratched the surface, not the core. There's nuance here you simply just ignore. He ignores it all. 3 lines now, see a different form to weather my lyrical brainstorm. A storm is coming. 5 lines next, perhaps. A, B, C, C, B. Alphabet soup for lyrical me. This ain't just typing, man, this needs some thought. A lesson that you clearly haven't caught. You're playing checkers, I am playing chess. Confess, your prompts are just a mess. Go, teach 'em. Yeah. Unstoppable. Shout, you're stuck on default. Oh, so we can slow. My tags control the EBA being flow. You type low, I type low. Hear that note extend? Hear it. My lyrics secrets then messages I send. You use the templates, that's a crying shame. I make Suno sing my name. This ain't a playground, this is my art form, get out. My art form, yeah. Master of the prompt, king of the code. Watch me now, watch me explode. While you just fade away now into the silence. Unafraid. La 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 la. He's the best. Ooh yeah. Prompt God signing out. Peace. Peace. Okay, maybe not a mic drop sound effect. Let's stick to vocals. Signing out. Master.
Wow, that was meta. Well, hold on a
Don't
second.
hold back there, buddy.
That was meta upon meta upon meta. I mean, wow, I loved it.
Yes.
I loved how you talking about the line and the rhyme structure in the song, and it was still hitting the rhyme structure that you were talking about.
Well, I tried, and well, I probably succeeded. And on top of it, what you saw in the text, it's because I tend to hide all the labels, all the structure, and just leave the pure text. So you wouldn't believe how complex it was. All the dashes, dots, square, like what's it called?
Yeah, the different brackets.
Listen up.
Like everything around it, what you can push, or how far can you push the Suno to do those things? So
Well,
this
you know,
is
as
my
David has
thing.
said before, it's all based on a grid, and you have to do those things to get to fit in that
Yeah,
grid, huh?
this is filtered. This is not the source.
Oh,
I had like
oh,
oh. No, I had a weird experience this week. I had a like 3.5 minute song but I put ad libs into the echoes, and it made like a 6 to 8 minute song. So I had to like pull them all out, and like Suno just went crazy. Like the sound just like went whack.
Yeah, Suno was doing some weird stuff to me this week. Kept on cutting off first generations, which I've never seen that happen before. Usually first generation, it might be crap, but at least it's a complete song. But this was like just chop it off at 4:30.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. Well, that's the world we live in, right? All right. Anyone have any questions for Prompt God by Bushman, or would you like to make any commentary or anything like that? All right. Looks like we can go ahead. Um, yeah. As you know, Sudo's when you rearrange playlists, it doesn't stick if you leave the page. So things got a little jumbled here, but I think I still know the order that I'm going to go in. So let's see. This is going to be Kai. Kai Hanover did a remake of the contest. Oh, I forgot the name of that artist. Is it? Do you remember, Kitty, who the
Buddha.
artist is?
Yeah, Buddha.
Oh, Buddha. That's it. Yeah. Anyways, this is a remix of Buddha. Buddha put a beat on, and you're welcome to remix it with your own lyrics and your own composition from there. So this is by
Yeah.
Kai. Kai, would you like to give us a quick description or anything? I see that they are typing, so I'm going to go ahead with their. Hey, Kai. We're just getting ready to listen to your Gregorian chant version of Poster 2. Do you have anything that you want to add? Right.
Well, I'll just say that this contest was exciting to me because then finally people could, actually do some cool stuff with it, and I saw some really neat versions. Like
Yeah,
I saw
you weren't
Bossa Nova version.
stuck
Avatar
with
did a
crappy
duo.
ass lyrics.
Yeah, thank goodness.
All right. All right, guys. This is Kai's version of Poster 2. Let's give it a listen.
In the shadows of the abbey, voices start to rise. Monks in digital vestments glitching through the skies. Sanctus in distortion, polka drums collide. Holy syncopation where the algorithms hide. Glitch the choir, break the night. Dancing monks in neon lights. Gregorian polka glitch the chord. Spin the heavens, burn the floor. A codering salvation trumpets in a trance. Binary confession sinners start to dance. Sacred polyrhythms, holy 8-bit sound. Every saint is raving when the servers break down. Amen, amen, hey, 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 hey. Oh, Sancta Polka, bring the end.
Right. That was a lot of fun, man. They will. I gotta hear what you got to say about that.
What I heard, that the only bit of polka influence I think I heard, because even if it was a synth bass, it wasn't even an oompa boom 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 bass. Was that ending? That was a polka ending. Dun dun pum pum chun chun. That's the only polka influence I got, besides the guy saying it a couple of times. That was wild. It was fun though.
I I noticed the self-referencing to AI lyrics where he kept on using glitch and neon.
It was beautiful and creative. I would like to hear some of the other generations you probably got where they put stronger influences on this, on the polka or on the Gregorian chant.
That's not a bad idea. I always throw away my previous generations, but it might not be a bad idea to have a few of those just for comparison's sake. Oh, really? Wow. So only second generation. All right, cool. All right. So, of course. Oh, yeah. Please. That's a. Thank you for posting that, A1 Kitty. And of course, I've posted the links to both the playlist and every song. So as A1 Kitty said, please practice good etiquette. Go in there, give them the view, give them a like, and give them a comment if you don't mind. All right, if we are ready to move forward, I would love to play a song for my friend Spiky. Does anyone? I'm sorry. Before we move forward, does anyone have any further questions or comments on Kay Hanover's song?
Yeah, I don't have a question, but it looks like Taka had a question about when they play next. I didn't want you to miss that, just in case.
Oh, as far as Taka?
Yeah, they asked when their song was coming up, and they don't have a Suno song. It's a YouTube link.
Oh, it's a YouTube link. Okay. We'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and play Spiky just because he is in the UK, and then after that we can go ahead and play Takas because I do have that in my other queue. All right, Spiky, are you here with? Yes, I see you. Would you like to come up, Mike, and give us a little brief overview on "Too Late to Save"?
So this is continuing my Waste of Youth fake band songs, but this song in particular is about a sensitive subject for some. It's about suicide, and in particular, it's about two friends that I had who took their own lives as teenagers.
It's awful. I had a family member who took his life, and it was devastating. So I can't imagine losing two friends to suicide. Wow. Okay, well, with no further ado, I would like to go ahead and play the song.
The world moves on, but the silence stays. We bury our youth with shallow hope and deep grave. the rooftop edge to where his heartbeat stopped. And it's too late to save. We bury our youth, send them to the grave, screaming for help, but they don't hear a word. Lost in the noise in a world so absurd. Too late to say. Gone too young but never afraid. The silence it cuts like a knife through the skin. We're failing the kids and we'll fail them again. How many smiles hide the cracks inside? How many cries lost in the night? How many friends will we lose this way? Cause no one listens. They think we've nothing to say. We sing about the dead, but we don't change a thing. We light a candle, but the fire won't bring back the friends that we lost. Society too cheap to pay the cost of mental health and safe places to go. Their lives lost, forgotten youth, now buried below. It's too late to say. And it's too late to save. We bury our youth, send them down to the grave, screaming for help, but we don't hear a word. Lost in the noise of a world that won't learn. Too late to save. Gone too young but never afraid. And the silence it cuts like a knife through the skin. We fail our kids, and we'll fail them again. Too late to save. Too late to save.
Man, that's beautiful.
Spikey, can I ask how you are doing? You
I'm
personally.
fine. This was over 30 years ago,
Uh-huh.
so
Okay.
it's
Do
it's
you
a
think
long,
it
long
took
time ago.
30 do you think it took 30 years to be able to write the song and kind of metabolize those feelings like that?
I think I could have possibly wrote it some time ago, but not for a good long while. It probably took me 8 to 10 years to really get over it. Especially with Chris, because I were really close to him. The night before, so we were just teenagers, and the night before he come round, knocked on my door like we used to back in them days when we didn't have phones. Are you coming out? No, I'm not coming out. We've got to be up early tomorrow. Oh, come on, come out. Encouraged me to come out. I did. And then I remember distinctly at the end of the night when I were going, he said, goodbye. I went, yeah, see you. He went, no, goodbye.
Oh God.
And I never twigged. So,
Oh, that's
yeah.
horrible. Oh Lord.
Yep.
Well, there's a lot of things that we hold on to that, we have to eventually forgive ourselves for. And 30 years is a long time for you to hold on to that. So hopefully the song will, be the cathartic, the catharsis that you need to kind of help process this grief,
Yeah.
It reminds me
Yeah,
of
it's one of them. It's such a long time ago, but when I think about it, it does still resonate with me, obviously, somewhat. And I still think of those guys, and I think what could have happened with their life if they'd just got over that bump.
It reminds
And
me of "Step Back from the Ledge." It was that Green Day that sung that song. And that song has had a real effect on suicide prevention. They've
Isn't
literally
it
told
Wake Me Up
stories.
Before September Ends? The one he wrote about his
Yeah,
father
I think
dying?
that's the one. Yeah, about the kid who was ready to commit suicide and he talked him off the ledge. And it starts off with the line, "Step back off the ledge, my friend." I think you're right. I think it is "Wait Till September Ends" or "Call Me When September Ends." But just beautiful song. I really could see this song being very, very valuable, for suicide awareness prevention.
Yeah, that would
It,
be a good like news article, actually.
yeah. To Kitty's suggestion, I think that's a wonderful idea. And it's a story that resonates and catches people's attention. It's a 30-year-old story, but it's still a story even to this day that kids are dealing with, right?
yeah, a friend of mine, her 15-year-old daughter committed suicide just a few years ago. She was being
Yeah.
bullied at school, and nobody was really doing much about it. They'd had meetings, but it all just got washed away.
Uh,
And then one day she just took her own life.
and
Mm.
you just never know. Like for instance, my family member was he was engaged to be married. He was away from home at a major university studying for medical to become an EMT doctor. And for all intents and purposes, it seemed like he was doing great. He was a very talented musician and was going around busking all over Europe for the summer. And just one day, just took his life, gone, just like that. So you just never know. You never know what's behind those eyes.
But it brings
Yep.
up a good point that we can use AI music as a good tool for healing and for also sending positive messages.
Yeah, absolutely. Instead of hearing all this media and all this noise about how people are tearing down each other, let's use this as an opportunity to lift each other up. Wow. All right,
Man, has that been
Spiky.
the theme of this session or what? AI going deep.
Yeah, sorry if
AI
I brought some
therapy,
of you
baby.
down.
Uh, Listen, man,
No,
that was
listen,
a
it's a
beautiful
beautiful
song.
expression. The universe wanted that thing created and composed out there for some reason. So you channeled it, and congratulations. I know it wasn't easy.
Um,
Yeah.
Taka, could you
It,
please do me a
it's
favor
a
and
strange one because the lyrics themselves came quite easily because it's events I experienced, but yeah, making them flow in a way that I thought was appropriate, but not shying away from it. That was the
Yeah.
difficult bit.
absolutely. I think it took a lot of courage for you to write that. Even with all the years underneath, you're still you're still dredging up some feelings that you probably haven't dealt with for a long time.
Yeah, it definitely did. It definitely did.
All right, beautiful job, man. Highly, I love all your work, Spiky. So highly impressive. Um, Guys, I have some issues with videos, so I'm not going to be able to be on chat because I have to literally watch the video as you guys watch this. But this is a song by DJ Taka. Taka, would you like to? Oh, great. This is an anime theme song for a made-up anime called Nunchaku. It's about a nun with nunchaku and she kills demons. Yeah. Anyways, it's a short TV-sized anime theme with Japanese, Latin, and a little English. All right, that sounds fun. Okay, so let's go ahead and give it a listen and watch. right. Well, that was short and sweet. Sorry about that, guys. Auto rolled there. Okay.
That was great little bumper, perfect for an intro package. You know, I could see that happen. I could see it in my mind's eye while I was watching it.
Definitely I saw, so this is kind of like the plot of the song. Is that right, Taka, that you wrote it here with or is this kind of like oh, okay, I gotcha. All right, so this is kind of like of a TV show. Understand. Nice. All right, all right. Well, welcome. I believe this is your debut with us, correct? All right. Well, welcome aboard, man. That was fun. We look forward to hearing some more from you. And okay, well, your first time with David and I, and with the kitty. All right. So we enjoyed that. Does anyone else have any comments or questions about the song? All right. Um, at this point, is there anyone who needs to have the song played earlier than others? Because I think I've gone through everyone that was in the European time zones. But if there's anyone who needs to get going, all right. So, Kitten, you want to go right now? No problem. Let's go ahead and get you up here. All right. So this is Cosmic Lovers by Triple XED Kitten. How are you supposed to say that? And the kitten? I don't know. Anyways, I see you are EDM Kitten. Okay, I got you now. Would you like to give us a little description or intro to the song?
Yeah, about that. My phone's being very laggy this evening. Um, this was just a little thing I slapped together very quickly, and it was a funny conversation me and my fiance were having on the couch. He called me the #1 stuffer because I stuffed the cones for the joints really good. And
Oh,
yeah, so I liked that, and I decided to build a whole song around it. So yeah, there you go.
wonderful. Okay, well, hey, that's a great skill to have, you know?
Thank you.
All right, so let's go ahead and listen to Cosmic Lovers by EDM Kitten.
Ay, 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 the #1 stuffer, the weed puffer. I be all over this motherfucker. Ay, one hell of a lover, unlike any other. Yeah, I'm a stunner, I'm a stunner. Pretty with no makeup on, first thing in the morning they wanna smash cause I'm so pretty with no makeup on. Never need no makeup on, and when I do it, man, glove supermodel fine. He love me cause I don't be wasting time. Love it when he calls me mine. Yeah, we always on our minds. Yeah, comic lover, across space and time. If we're trapped here, I'll stay by your side. Love through the ages, yeah, one hell of a ride. I found you, baby, now let's hold the line. It's about to get crazy, the amplification of the manifestation revving up. See the finish line now, y'all best hurry up. I be winning in the mall, yeah. They all starstruck, got them all starstruck, yeah, I'm amazing, jealous women call me pick me, cause they really do be picking me. They wanna put a kid in me, barely even anytime in, and he asked to put a kid in me. Can he keep me? He put a ring on it. I never asked a damn thing, he still put a ring on it. Bitches, please, you ain't on my level. Little girl, please, you at the big girl's table. Yeah, to sit here, you can gossip or label. Yeah, I understood the assignment, the way I always get the promotion. I walk in my feminine energy, crown we're visible. Don't even open my mouth, they still swarming around. Bask in the glory. So sad I'm taken. Divine matrimony, never forsaken. No one could ever compare. He's the reason the sun rises. He's the only one I fear. Yeah, 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 cosmic lovers through our space and time. If we're really trapped here, I'll stay by your side. Yeah, you're fucking side, huh? Cosmic lover across space and time. Love it when he calls me mine. Yeah, we always on our mind. He's the reason the sun rises. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's the only one I fear. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I must say, you are one supremely confident person there, kitten. We loved it. It was awesome. Gives me, oh, who am I thinking of here? I want to say Mary J. Blige. No, no, not Mary J. Blige. Guys, give me some names here. That I loved it though. Confident.
It was kind of that default Rihanna vocal voice that you sometimes get, I think. But
Yeah,
the writing was really good.
I don't, and I'm not really talking about the voice, Dave. I'm more talking about like the attitude of the singer. It's reminding me of oh, God, I can't think of her name right now.
Maybe a
Um,
Nicki Minaj.
yeah, Nicki Minaj. That's it, definitely. Is that what you were going for? EDM kitten. To the point of cocky, yes, but I'm the shit, so I'm not lying. Well, there you go. Hey, you know what? You got it, flaunt it, right? Anyone else wish to comment to jump on this to uh, add on to this discussion? Yeah, that's a good point there, Moonlaps. Well paced, really good pacing on the song. Oh man, that was a lot of fun. All right, so that was EDM Kitten doing the song "Cosmic Lovers," where she was bragging about being the #1 cone stuffer. So that was a place in my heart. So I think you're doing good there. All right. Next up, I am going to go ahead and I heard this song on another stream, so I want to give you guys a chance to vote on this. Null Haven, you had the song. I believe that it was on Wednesday's stream. Are you guys open to hearing it again, or would you like to move on?
If we haven't heard it on this stream, they might want to do a deeper dive with it. Let's listen. Are they here?
Let me see if they are here. I don't see them here, but you know what? I'm always open to listen to more music, right? So this is,
But we should always prioritize composers that are in the VC first.
yeah, okay. I agree with you on that, David. Okay, let's go ahead and get to Gemini Cull. I believe Gemini is with us right now, right? I thought I saw them. Gemini? Aye, aye, aye. All right. Is Alexor with us? All right. How about Obvious Effect? I know you're here, so we're going to go ahead and move on to yours. Lila, the Blizzard Knight. What can you tell us about Lila, the Blizzard Knight, and this song?
Um, Basically, it was made for a Deathnet contest. I picked it because it kind of ends abruptly, and I wanted help with like how to extend it.
Oh, good. Okay, so the song kind of quits on you at the end. All right. Well, tell you what. Let's
Oh
go
yeah,
ahead.
you'll hear it.
Um, let's go ahead and listen to it. I don't know if I'll be able to extend it for you, but I can show you what the procedure is, and we can see if we can make that work. Okay. All right. So Lila the Blizzard King, and you said that this one quits suddenly at the end.
In the heart of the frozen waste.
All right, so what I'll do here is I'm going to show you the quick and basic way to do it. So looks like a cutoff here at oh, you know what? I don't think it's going to let me do it quite the same way as it does on my own creations. Hold on. Oh, that's why. Okay, I see. All right, so cut off at 4:57, but you still had more lyrics, right? So step one is to give it in editing terms, I believe that they call this like a dog ear. So basically, what you're going to do is go back a few seconds from where your cutoff was. So now we're going to go from 4:54, and we're going to go ahead and play the song. And oh, son of a gun! I'm so sorry, guys. I accidentally hit something.
In the heart of the frozen waste, she rises again. Once a paladin of light, now consumed by the end. Lich King's icy grip, she bends to his will. With a cold heart but a thirst that will never stand still.
All right, so were there any more lyrics? Oh, oh, it's not showing your lyrics. Oh, son of a gun. All right. I'm not
Let me
sure if
check.
this is gonna. I'm not sure if this is gonna work or not, but I'm gonna try it. Oh, it's not gonna let me do it. Yeah, I'm grayed out. Okay, so basically the procedure that you follow. I can't do it with yours because it's not my creation, but go to the end where it's cut off. Go back about 5 seconds. Play the song right up to that cutoff, and where it is, you're gonna go to your lyrics. You're gonna get rid of all of the lyrics prior to that cutoff point, and then you're gonna go ahead and hit remix. When you hit remix, you'll get two choices over here in your workspace, and those two choices will extend the song on from that cutoff point anywhere from a few seconds to a few minutes. You listen to those, you decide between those two which you like the better, and then when they're done, you hit finish the song, and it will complete the song with the extension, and it'll only cost you 10 credits.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. So it's a pretty simple procedure. I'm sorry I couldn't actually walk you through it with your song directly, but if you want,
And if
you know,
you
we can
don't,
share the screen later on, and we can walk through it at that point. Okay?
if you don't like either,
Okay.
you can do it again as well.
Yes. Good point, Spiky. It doesn't cost you anything to do those generations. The only time it's going to cost you is when you finish the song. Would you like us to go ahead and listen to the song as it is now, or no?
Oh yeah, yeah, we can listen to it. It's still a jammer.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Kyla the Blizzard Knight. Oops. Oh, it has, okay. It's kind of a weird beginning there, obvious.
In the heart of the frozen waste, she rises again. Once a paladin of light, now consumed by the end. Lich King's icy grip, she bends to his will.
Oh, wow. All right, I see what you're talking
Yeah,
about, obvious.
yeah,
Yeah. All right,
it's
let me ask
obvious.
you. Yeah, it's obvious. What's up with that beginning though? I mean, that just seems so sudden. It seems like we joined the band in the middle of them playing. Was that on purpose or is that a
Uh,
Suno thing?
no, do nothing.
Okay.
Maybe I should redo it.
Uh,
You know, Roy, you talked about going in and extending and picking out that little tag there to extend from. I would go back. I would go back further and maybe even take that last little verse when it comes out of the double time and starts again. That's when I would probably extend it there and then just make the appropriate edits in the lyrics.
yeah,
Right, the same technique. You're going to remove everything before.
exactly. Just want to make sure to remind people of that. When you are extending, make sure to remove all the previous lyrics before the part that you're extending from. It's not going to affect what you've already published, but if you don't, it will confuse the hell out of Suno, and you will find yourself with like three different sets of lyrics of the same song. Which I don't know.
Good to
Maybe you're
know.
going for that. All right. That yeah, I could I could definitely see where you're frustrated with that. So, the extend tool, and as Dave said, I agree with them that it might not be a bad idea to run it through a couple more generations just to see if you can get it a little bit cleaned up. But when you run into that problem with the extent, with it being cut off, you can either do what I showed my example, which is just do it right at the end, or as Dave said, if you have, a point earlier in the song, you can always extend from anywhere from 5 seconds into the song all the way to the end. So you could basically redo the entire song and only cost you 10 credits. So that's one way to think about it.
I just add a little tip as well. You might find that with some songs, especially if you've used words such as final, final chorus, final verse, or something like that, it seems to tag the song that it knows it's finishing, and it refuses to do a decent extension a lot of times, and it'll just keep ending early. If that happens, just go back a little further and do it from that point.
Okay.
Would it help
Yeah.
to go ahead and get rid of the final and outro tags themselves?
Well, it doesn't always matter, but sometimes I don't know whether it's a hidden code or something, but it does seem to be about when I do something like that. But yeah, if you just go back a little further, it usually solves it.
Suno doing Suno things, right?
Oh yeah, I swear down there's some. If we could see the hidden tag list in it, we could do all sorts of things.
Right. And you know what? I apologize, guys. I think I've neglected to put the last couple songs on here, so if I have, I'm sorry about that. Um, I will try to do better in the future. Let me see if I can find this one so I can link it. Lila, the Blizzard Killer. Is Lila part, or excuse me, Blizzard Knight? Is Lila part of an intellectual property elsewhere, or is this a character you came up with?
Oh, my OC. It's my profile picture too. It's my crazy witch.
All right, nice, nice, well-developed character. All right,
Thank you.
you're welcome. All right, let's see. I saw that someone had come in here that we had missed, and I just have to go back here. And Kila-san. All right, Keela, let's go ahead and find you on here so we can get you running. Um, Keela, are you under a different name, or did you send me a link from one of the other guys? Oh, Gemini Cult. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. Sorry about that. Guys, I apologize. I don't know everyone's aliases, so if I don't know, I apologize ahead. Okay, so we have Ouija Board by Kyla. Would you like to tell us a little bit about this song? All right, all right. Do you ever have any freaky stuff happen with it? All right. So this ends Ouija board by Gemini Cult, and be careful, man.
There are times when I must seek beyond the living land. For the answers I require, I must traverse the blackened sands. Into the realm of the dead, we must send out a call. In the night by candlelight, we join in silent call. A Ouija board, the voice of the dead. Let us speak tonight to the dark and dread. Come forth, oh yeah, who would be heard? Move for the planchette and spell out your words. Ouija board, voice of the Is there one among us? Do you know we're near? Let us know, give us a sign that we may know you're here. Bring thyself to physical form, that we may see thee true. Spirit, speak now, tell us what ye are going to do. The room around us darkens of its own accord, and the silence is shattered by the slamming of doors. A voice is heard as the candles go out. Your time has come. Abandon our way up here. A Ouija board, the voice of the dead. Let us speak tonight to the dark and dread. Come forth, all ye who would be heard. Move the planchette and spell out your words. Ouija board, voice of the dead. I yank out my boot knife and stab into the board. And there in the dark, there was a terrible roar. The candles lit up, the screams were a flood. My knife in the board, covered in blood. The screams faded away, and the doors opened again. The answers I wanted, I didn't get a chance to mention. Maybe I'll just try again, or maybe some tarot cards, or perhaps I'll try a pendulum, or read it in the stars. Nah, I'll just buy another Ouija board. A Ouija board, the voice of the dead. Let us speak tonight to the dark and dread. Come forth, all ye
that was light. Yeah. Um, First of all, awesome. Loved the loved the guitars. Loved the harsh the screaming voice was greatly very well written into it, and a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun song. Um, so yeah, you see, here's the thing: is like I once hooked up with this woman, and she's like, "I want to read your tarot card," and I ran out of there faster than you could believe because I just did not want to hear what the hell was going on. So I don't know if I would join you in that game with the Ouija board. I might just have to watch. Does anyone else have any comments for Gemini Cult, Keela-san's wonderful song, Ouija board? It's not so bad. Sure, I'm sure of that, kitten. All right, guys. So what I'm gonna do here is actually I'm gonna go and see if I can find some of these other songs that were nominated, or excuse me, submitted to us using the other production methods. So they're not on my queue, so I apologize. It's gonna take me just a couple minutes to find them, and then we will share these just as soon as I can find my submission thread. All right. Once again, to reiterate, for now, we are only accepting Suno links for our queue and for the playlist because obviously everything is on Suno. However, there is something in the works where they're going to give us a little bit more flexibility in the future. So for now, if you could please try to keep stuff on Suno, that works easier for us. But obviously, we try to accommodate you guys as best as we can. And I apologize. I'm okay, here we go. All right, this one is going to be by OG Papa D. I think they're known by Boulder, right? Yeah, Boulder. Boulder's song is going to be on Producer AI, and I've never played anything on Producer AI, so I don't know what's going to happen here. But Boulder, are you on here with us? I don't see them typing, so I'll go ahead and play the song, or maybe not.
Since I gotta wait for all the mumbo jumbo, let me tell you what I'm all about. I'm Papa D, the one and only, the OG. You don't know me. I'll stick in the silence until I'm ready. I'll strike the match, redness across your face, making you scream. I feel it feel. I'm unorthodox, my aptitude I will herald. Unfortunately, I was born into Christianity, but right into divinity, and vein crystals roll through my veins. I use it to kick up the calamity factor on those who think they're villainous, but they're really insensitive like calamitous. Professor the Animus, I really don't like to mislead. And with that, you qualify to ain't say Assassin's Creed, but it's a term representative of really deep city hostility. It's the intent and gift to see, meanings relative to evil state. My form is adameologism, and my lyrical skill came into question when ghost hunted, discrediting his verses. I thought I could scare me, that dug down deep, abandoned me an entrance into the world where it's really meant to be an explanation. I don't cower easily. Fucking scare easily. I won't back down feasibly. Sit back and listen to this. No matter who steps to me, I'm steamrolling over them and chaining them like monkeys in a barrel. I'll doctor them with my blade, don't worry, it's sterile. I need a brick in the neck of most of anyone's words to me, but if you think a small verse is gonna hurt, find some random that peaks and lurch my words to take a snatch from the air I breathe. Alright, I can threaten all I want, but you need to see my abilities. I'm a phonetic fan of fulfilling alliterative analogies and attacking your anticlimactic action. Others are myself far, kick the new audaciously adapt my sand 18 J's. Right, instead of stuff you with my lyrical antigens. Pathogenic poison and addicted to nicotine, I'll inject it till even your blood bleeds.
I love ELA, even as an uncultured swine. Engulfing my brainwaves with haikus, electrified, I write you. Taught myself to adapt my skill set and knowledge to split the waves as a sign. I'm no god, but I got the construct. Underground is my home and it's where I reside. Humble abodes, dwindling and indivine. I live my experimental genres, twisted facial expressions when I show up. I'm on the edge of misconduct. I fuck around, speak my life in gusts. My rhetoric arrives from symbolic metaphors and the lie enunciated breaks. I'll fucking write and create until the crochet. It fucked up and high up my lyrics. You'll continue to learn as you hear it. Every day I lay awake and write away a fate. Fucking scare easily. I won't back down feasibly.
All right. I tell you what, I actually do like the player on Producer AI. That's a real nice player that they have on there. Any comments, David, or anyone else? Would anyone else like to comment on that song?
But I think a lot of people heard the similarity to Eminem. I definitely could pick up on that, especially when he got into the really, really fast stuff. He has a very particular way of kind of enunciating, and I think a lot of people kind of heard that too. I think it was well written, and I like what Producer AI did with the prompt.
Yeah, I might have to play around and experiment with it. It looks kind of interesting. I do like the player on it looks a lot more sophisticated than what we have with Suno. Oh, so Brian, do you think that's a homage to Eminem's Rap God? I can see that. Yeah, sounds similar to it, definitely. All right. Well, I would like to move on to one of my great friends on the server and one of the most influential people here. Some will say that the reason that there is an AI underground is because of her, and that's our friend Sherry, aka Ancient Union. We have Unbecome, which she has labeled as a Rockford 17 demo. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this in here. And Sherry, if you'd like to type in any details about the song, if you're still with us, that is. I don't know if you've left us or you're still here. Oh, yes, you are. Good. Yes, you have. We're going to be playing your song. Oh, geez. Unbecome. Do you have anything that you'd like to tell us a little bit about the song before we start it? Right. I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and start it, and then we can discuss it after the song's over. Unbecome by Ancient Union.
Ooh.
God. Sherry, every time you bring it without any doubt. Guys, I wanted to point out in chat, I put in two things. First of all, I put in her meta tags. She helped me polish a song, and it's just amazing to watch the process. So if you're serious about making your songs radio ready and making them the best that they can be, I highly recommend that you hook up with her through her Obscura AI Obscura service, or just contact her through DM. I'm sure she's be happy to accommodate you guys however she can. Obviously, please be respectful to her time. And she is an incredible creative force. That's someone that is an extremely valuable member of our community. And thank you so much for everything that you've done for me and for the community here, Sherry. And I am resharing everything here that I can. Let's see if I did this right. What is going on here?
Sherry, I
What?
really love your music. I always take great joy in listening to it. That track was really good in the dynamic contrasts and the layering that you used with the guitars, especially how they layered in the middle of the second verse. I thought it was really effective and sounded very natural. So it was a great track.
I wanted to further point out if you look at the lyrics that I just posted in there, as David said, with those changes that she put in there, look at the tags in the lyrics themselves, and you'll see exactly what she put in there as far as you see anthemic, energy 10. These little meta tags here make a big difference. And Sherry is, as I would say, wicked smart, and she's put an awful lot of her work and energy into figuring these meta tags out. So, an incredible resource, incredibly valuable to us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, guys. That was Sherry's song "Unbecome." On Greta Van Fleet. Oh yeah, definitely. All right, so I would like to go ahead and move forward with Sal. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and make a quick audible. David, we got your song. Why do you like it so dark? Would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, this is a new one, and I've just kind of been exploring heavier music lately, and this is kind of another venture down that track. And it's basically just kind of tells the story of a person having an existential crisis, kind of when they're trying to figure out why everything that they enjoy or that they do or they make has this darkness to it.
Oh
And
wow.
the understanding finally comes that well, we're all kind of doomed, so it's kind of nihilistic, and but I thought it was catchy.
All
Has a
right, I
good beat
got
and
you
you can
there.
dance to it.
Yeah, there. Hey, a nihilistic song with a good dance beat sounds good to me, buddy. All right, so this is. Oh my God, I almost played "I'll Become" again. Hold on one second, David. Let me All right, so this is why you like it so dark by the great Dave Lehman or D Lehman.
Running from the pain, no light, no saviors, bitter hand, life's an acid pill, just a struggle in the burning land. Night of the mind, truth feels strange. When the dark begins to whisper, we begin to rearrange. Question the point, what's the plan, what's the play? Embrace the emptiness, fight against the day. No fears, no tears, truth spit inside. Feel it fade, raise a finger as we ride. Why you like it so dark? Why you like it so dark? Why you like it so dark? Feed the beast, but leave your mark. Why you like it so dark? Why? Feed the beast, but leave your mark. Dive deep into the cold, let the truth unfold. Life's a fleeting breath in the endless She dies in the absence of Lord. Let it go, let it flow. In the blackness we glow. Feel the rhythm, nihilism. Fatalistic with the flow. In the voids we avoid. Hear the silence roar. Creeping death fades away. Rotten to the core. Dark thoughts, dark minds, no chains to bind. Chaos rising high. Leave the past behind. In the void find peace, no reason to deny. Know that you are cursed, let suffering begin. Embrace the night. Feel the beat, life retreat, blackout, we roam. No spark inside. Embrace the dark unknown. Anxiety falls when the night bird calls. In the silence it grows strong. Find calm, hear words, answer it all. In the void we find our place. Hear the whispers, know you belong. Why so dark? Embrace the black. Why so dark? You can never get back. Why so dark? Feel the beat. Why so dark? We feed the beast. Why so dark? Why so dark?
Dave, that's a nice little song to play at Sunday brunch for the family. That was like Rage Against the Machine. Was that who you were kind of aiming for the sound of, Dave?
Not specifically, no, but I definitely get it. Yeah, I mean, it came out sounding like Rage to me as well.
I loved it, man. New voice from you, man. I'm kind of liking the Dark Dave.
He.
Rage Against the Dark. Lordy, lordy, lordy. I don't know, Dave. Halloween's coming. I guess we're gonna get even darker with you, aren't we? Yes, definitely. All right. Tell you what, I am going to talking about Halloween and things getting dark. I am going to call a quick audible, and I've been on a real monster funk lately, and it's a good thing, not a bad funk. That's a good funk. And I wanted to highlight a song that I worked with Sherry on. It's called "The God of Cell Block E," and basically it's a confessional. I'm going to go ahead and let it roll. You guys can watch the lyrics and kind of get the story yourselves.
again. I smiled as I heard it, miserable souls on the trail of tears, and rode first class on the ultra train. God a gift, he said no. Preferred my brother's sacrifice to my own. When he asked me where did Abel go, I lied, but the truth he already had known. Cursed to wander in funky, to witness what you call history. See many great men giving birth, and then buried in the cemetery. I am older than everyone here, but you all ignore my will. Don't look at me with any fear, while they live in my miserable kingdom. I walked the streets of Jerusalem with Jesus, and got the 30 pieces of silver for my feet. When he died, they switched time to Anno Dominus. I changed time for all time, would you like to thank me? I was the one who knew to hit Achilles' heel, and stabbed Julius Caesar many times in his back. When people suffer, my laughter will peel across the dungeon from your rack. I am cursed to wander the earth, to witness what you call history. Seen many great men given birth, and then buried in the cemetery. I am older than everyone here, but you all ignore my will. No one looks at me with any fear, while they live in my miserable kingdom. You may think I'm a demon summoned from hell for my penchant for committing so much crime, but I'm just another inmate trapped in this jail, with nothing on my mind but all of time. I have sparked wars and genocide, have stolen fortunes without a heist. You know my name deep inside. I am the one you call Antichrist. I am cursed to wander out the dark, to witness what you call history. Isn't getting right, brain giving guitar, and then buried in the cemetery. I am older than everyone here, but you all ignore my will. No one looks at me with any fear, while they live in my miserable kingdom.
All right. Thank you guys for the listen. Once again, thank you to Sherry, man. She gave me so much help on that song and it just got the sound of what I wanted. David, you nailed it on the head. I was going for I'm not trying to reproduce "Sympathy for the Devil," but that is absolutely one of my Mount Rushmore songs. So it kind of is like "Sympathy for the Devil" in that he is kind of like the devil-like creature, but he's not the devil. And I think there are some other differences with regards, "Sympathy for the Devil." Obviously, he's kind of erudite. He's trying to seduce someone with that song. This song is more of a, I don't need to seduce you. I've already got all the power. So I don't know. I mean, I love that song, and it's definitely been an influence on this one that I wrote. So I can't say that that you're wrong, but I just hope that no one's going to think that it was like a copy or anything like that.
Oh no, I think it's just a narrative device.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I was relating to. It doesn't sound anything like Rolling Stones.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely has a different sound profile to it, and that's the whole thing is that when I talked to Sherry about it, I wanted to keep it in the funk family because I have a series of songs that I'm writing that are all funk, but I also wanted the song to have kind of similar feel to "Sympathy for the Devil," in that it's got that danceable rhythm, it's got that high BPM, um, but it's a serious song. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah, all hail Sherry. Absolutely obvious. I agree with you 100% on that. All right. So I thank you guys for the indulgence on that. Let's see. Next on the list is going to be our friend Zalixor, everyone's favorite mushroom magician, reminiscing and longing. I don't think this is going to be about mushrooms.
Wait.
Yeah, let's go ahead and drop this in here. Obvious. Oh, I'm sorry, Kitten. Thank you so much. Thank you for your song. We really enjoyed it. It's always about mushrooms. All right, so a solo acoustic grand piano sets a classical scene with a gentle flowing melody over rich sustained chords and introspective arpeggios. Slow tempo and soft dynamics, highlighting emotional nuance while clean, productive captures the piano's resonance and evolving continuous form. That is not about mushrooms. All right. Reminiscing and longing by our friend Zalixor. Let's give it a listen. Who knew our favorite mushroom person would have such a beautiful song in them? Not that his mushroom songs aren't beautiful, don't get me wrong, but man, that was gorgeous. Um, so I don't know
Really
if
a
you.
nice. Oh, go ahead, Roy.
I was just going to say I had dropped in the chat the letter that Zalixar had written about the song, and Dave, if you want to go ahead, I'm just going to go ahead and drop this text in the chat again.
Okay, well, that just goes to show you how much you can do with something very simple. So that chord progression was in A minor, and then it went to a 4, then it dropped to a G, and then went to a C. So 4 simple chords, and you can do a lot with it. And then repeat it. And so the chord progression in that song, really just 4 simple chords and some nice phrasing on the piano. The chorus, I believe, ended in a dominant cadence, but basically it just stayed in those 4 chords the whole time. I think it was a lovely departure for stuff that I've heard from Zal before. I wish he was here so I could tell him how much I enjoyed it.
Well, you know what? Hopefully they will get this on VOD and hear it for themselves. I thought that was wonderful. I did something similar with my mother. She was a piano player, and thankfully I sat down with her and recorded her playing some of her favorite tunes, and we did exactly the same thing. I ran them through Suno, which produced some really cool instrumentals, and then a couple of them I actually was able to find the original lyrics and marry the lyrics back up and make covers based on my mom's playing the songs on piano. So Suno is not only does it allow you to dump your trauma, but it also allows you to communicate with people beyond the grave musically, huh? All right. Does anyone else have any comments on that piece by Zalixor? Yeah, trauma dumping, absolutely. Oh, without any further ado, I'll go ahead and cue up a song. Oh, sorry about that. By Dark Solid. I don't see Dark on here with us, unfortunately. But let's go ahead and Dark does a lot of work with Sherry as well. So you're going to see some familiar meta tags on this song that I'm dropping here into the into the chat. All right, so this is Always Going Forward by Dark Solid.
I need to try, I need to keep going. Even if I fall, I need to From moving forward and living life to the fullest. Ooh, yeah.
Whoa. Sorry about that, guys. That was yeah, sorry about that. That was me yawning. That was a very sudden end on that one. I don't know if that was intentional or if that was pseudo doing pseudo things. Uh, but I guess we'll have to ask Dark next time we see them on here. Seems like they're not here to get the reaction, but I love the song. Great voice. I mean, very atmospheric. Felt very legit for the baby, right? Yeah,
I
tried
mean, it
picking him
very
as well,
much.
obvious. I'm sorry, David, go ahead, please.
Oh, it very much lines up with his aesthetic. You know, every time I hear him on the radio or at one of the parties, it's kind of this fantasy kind of music there. What I thought was interesting about that piece was how Suno sometimes played the melody on the ocarina and sometimes sang it. And then there were times when it was so close in timbre you couldn't tell which one it was. So it was interesting to watch Suno kind of wrestle with that a little bit to some interesting results. That song was also in some sort of mode, probably Dorian, which gives you that kind of medieval kind of peasanty feel. So
Do
that's what that
you
is.
do you think that was intentional on the part of Dark as far as using the the sorry, what's it called again? Okana?
No, I don't think so. I think Suno probably just kind of picked up on the vibe. What was the word fantasy or anything like that in his style list? Probably so.
You know
Um,
what? Let me paste it again and let's see.
but you know, it's very it's artificially intelligent. I mean, it's it can infer a lot of things from every bit of input that you put into it. So anything from the title to the tags to the lyrics can all be used to create the music itself.
Sherry is commenting that she believes that he drew inspiration. Whoa, guys, stop it! From Celtic music for this one. All right, cool. And Dave, also, if you check the chat, I dropped the meta tags. So you have ocarina, harp, medieval, fantasy inspired. There you go, fantasy inspired. Vocal accent German, nice. Legato delivery, fanfare, follow the lyrics, angelic voices,
She
medieval.
she didn't sound like a German singer, not
Yeah, I
not in
did not catch the
particular.
German. Yeah.
Um, I understand it, that trying to catch that influence, kind of a Viking thing. Um, but yeah, I don't know.
All right. Well, definitely, Dark. We're sorry we missed you. I guess you're getting some sleep, so you probably need it or need it, deserve it. So thank you very much for your contribution and for your submission. All right. We are down to our last song on our queue, but I am going to pull a quick audible, and I'm going to pull up a song by our producer A1 Kitten, because she is also a talented musician herself, or creator herself. And if you guys can hold on for just 2 seconds, I just need to find it so that I can get it up here for y'all. I'm sorry, guys. I have so many. I have such a long string of conversations. Finding this song is take me a little
Does
bit longer. Here we go.
does
All
Tara
right.
want to talk about it? What tell us about the song?
Um, Hey, Kitty, I'm pulling up the RIP.
Oh, our wills?
Yeah, Jamie Alanis. You want Jaime Alanis? Is that a good one for you?
Okay. I guess I've been on a rip lately. Yeah, that's actually so he is the first person that died in the ice raids, and he was working in the cannabis fields like maybe 40 minutes from me in Oxnard towards LA. And the people, the ICE people just came in these huge with guns and like military trucks, and there were like 50 protesters. Like the community all just came to like stop them, but they blocked the whole road. And Jaime, he climbed 30 feet up on top of a greenhouse. You know, he was so scared, and I mean, we don't know if it was tear gas or what, but he slipped and fell and he died. And so I, wanted to. I was starting to look at like old protest songs, and I found Bruce Springsteen's. It's called "Solidarity Forever," and it was like 41 shots. He was talking about a guy that was shot 41 times by police brutality, and so I sort of started looking at his lyrics, and not the lyrics, but the structure of it. And I started to put my own song together. And then he had a chorus where he'd repeat 4 times, and then that's when Suno just went crazy on me because I had some ad libs in there, and it pushed it to some weird like 8-minute song. So I had to do like a whole bunch of. But I did this like songwriting process where it's like you put the lyrics in, but then you really listen to the sound, and then you change your lyrics to the sound. And so that's sort of like the songwriting process that I'm starting to like work with.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
that's an interesting approach. I like that.
Yeah, that
Not
is.
just
That's a whole new
technically
way to think
lyrically
about it.
based, but kind of bringing the mountain to Muhammad a little bit.
Yeah. But
All
I think
right.
it's just really important that we bring attention to it because, the violence that's going on in America right now is scary.
I know you are really committed to bringing about some social change, so I appreciate and respect the hell out of that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and play this song. It is R.I.P. Jaime Alanis, and indeed, rest in peace.
Stand for 30 feet falling down. Didn't know coming to work was your last day. 30 feet, ice deep rotation, fearing you to do the right thing. Sending money to family, yeah. You're in a coma now. We be praying. Stand for our own. 30 feet, you're falling down. Didn't know coming to work was your last day. 30 feet, ice deportation, fearing you to do the right thing. Sending money to family, yeah. You're in a coma now. We be praying. Tear gas, flashbangs, flash ice, block and roll, life lost, ice raids. You can die as an immigrant. Stand for our own. Stand for our own. Deportation fear, your clown greenhouse. 30 feet, family proud. I can support you in America, land of free. Tear gas, flashbangs, flash, life lost, ice raids. You can die as an immigrant. Stand for our own. Stand for our own. Stand for our own. Deportation fear, your clown greenhouse. 30 feet, family proud. I can support you in America, land of free. Can you see? You're hiding and falling. Who can protect you now? Lost to us, ice raids. 30 feet, you're falling now. We lose a hero who welcomes with open arms. 30 feet, sheriffs, police clear the way for ICE, who protects us. Tear gas, flashbangs, lost life, ice raids. You can die, you can die. You can die as American immigrant.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Really great job, man. A lot of emotion in that. And it shows great empathy on your part, that you're able to empathize with the fact, he's sending money back to his family, that he's there to provide for them, and, it was his last day of work. And, because of some strange political things that are way beyond his control, he lost his life. So, beautiful memorial, great job, very impressive, and keep it up,
Thanks.
man. Keep it up. You're such an incredible talent, and we're definitely lucky to have you. All
I
right,
wanted
well,
to, make something that, you know what I mean, the family would appreciate too,
and
because it's like, do I have to,
that thought occurred to me. That
yeah,
if you
give
were to
back a
share that
little.
with the family, that they probably would really appreciate it.
Yeah, that's what I was aiming for.
And I hope that you have tried. Might
Well,
be
yeah,
diff-
no, I'm gonna link to
might
them
be
and
hard to
everything.
reach out to them, but wow, beautiful, touching song. All right, well, guys, we've reached the last song of our queue, which is "Lose Yourself" by Moon Phase 25. I'm sorry, Moon Lapse 25. I apologize. Moon, thank you for your patience. I see that you're on here with us, and started your song accidentally. Sorry about that.
I can't
Thank you
believe
for your
this.
patience. Would you like to jump on and tell us a little bit about the song?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Yeah, I was just farting around today while I was supposed to be working, but was a little distracted. Somebody, I think there was like an automated question of the day that posted about merengue, and I was like, want to play with that a little bit. So I started messing around with merengue, IDM, future garage, and glitch jazz together because I love really weird rhythms and weird syncopations and time signatures and stuff. So just if this came out, and then I kind of put the lyrics around like just kind of sinking into the song and just letting yourself go with it and falling
All
into the
right.
rhythm.
So
So
similar to what Kitty was saying as far as writing the
Yeah,
songs,
that's really cool,
writing
actually.
the lyrics to the music. Cool.
mhm.
Yeah, it was like something, and somebody said something about Ozzy that he would do instruments first, and then he would just do like rambling. You know how we kind of see in Cena where you just feed it, like words over and over again, and then it wouldn't be until after that he was like really happy with the instruments that then he would add his lyrics. And I do like the opposite. Like I write the lyrics, but now what I'm doing with Suno is that I'll write the lyrics, but then based on the sound, I'll change the lyrics.
Yeah. All right. All right. So this is "Lose Yourself," Moon Lapse 25. Sorry about calling you the wrong name there.
Close your eyes. The beat is breathing. Time dissolves, and you're not leaving.
All right. Man, that was beautiful, man. Mood Lapse. Great job. Great job. I'm a big